Howdy folks, Little John, and it's time to drink some beer. I'm doing a taster up on the pale ale which I did a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, and it was fermented with the Kviek yeast and also the some BRY97. So it's an all grain mix. I'll stick the link up to the original brew. Now, I'm not really sure what I'm in for with this one. If you follow the channel, you'll know from last week's live on Friday that I've had a little bit of problem with infections in a couple of fermenters, and I commented that I thought this brew had a bit of a weird flavour through it when it was bottled. So at this point in time, I believe these beers are going to be not good. I think there's an infection. That being said, I do have a slight hope that the Kviek version was in a fermenter that didn't have, basically what happened was, noticed after the brew and after a little bit of laziness, that the taps, they're a bit dirty through here. They're not bad, but there's just a little bit of gunk in there between the body and the tap itself, and it's only really bad on one tap. This one's not great either. It's like two taps. So I don't know whether both fermenters were stuffed up or just the one. But they did seem to have a little bit of a bitey sort of a character going into the bottle. So I'm not too confident we're going to actually get anything decent to taste, but we'll see how we go. And also I managed to find, I was just going through the cupboard and bringing the few beers in the fridge, I found this fella. This is the last remaining bottle. Well, it might actually be the last one. I might have actually some stuck to it in boxes. I found this one, and this is the cheap lager, home brand lager trial that I did back in May last year, and it was fairly ordinary. So one bottle's just been sitting there in the cupboard, so I stuck them in the fridge and thought, yeah, it's been 9 months. We'll give it a crack, see how it is. Quite often a little bit of time can help the kit beers. So, again, as I said, being that these are possibly infected, I'm really not even sure what's going to happen when we open these. Could get messy, so let's see how we go. Well, not an abundance of gas, that's could be a good or a bad sign. We'll go for a pour and see how we go. Well, we've got a little bit of head, it's not completely dead, so that on its own is not a bad sign. That's the now what I've done is I've actually thrown out I haven't written down exactly which bottle is which. Yeah, I've not written down which one I've bottled which way. That's alright. She'll be able to tell once we sort of drink them. Okay, that one's not too bad on the fizzing either, so it's also looking reasonably good. So far so good with that. Now these have been in the bottle for, again, I don't know what they are. I've lost a piece of paper somewhere where I've written down, I think I've written it out by mistake. sheet of paper I would have had written what I did on bottling day and what it actually was. Now the last thing I've got here is 1st of March. I've got gravity readings, low ones at 1.8 degrees. That was when I did the last step on the coal crash. So the bottle's somewhere probably around the 3rd or the 4th. Today is the 21st, 14 days is the 7th. So it was probably around the 3rd or the 4th that they were bottled. So okay, now trying to work out which is which. Okay, now so that, I think, looking at this, is the Kviek, because what I've done is I've dropped a dry hop into the fermenter on the BRY 97 version. I remember not doing it on the Kviek, so the Kviek character would stand out a little bit more. So that one has got the clear hoppy nose, so, and it's just a little bit deeper in colour, so I'm assuming that's coming from the hops, and the head would probably tally up. Okay, so that, now getting them out together, which as I said, I'm pretty confident now is the Kviek, has that almost sour sort of nose of the wild sort of yeast saisons and farmhouse styles. So that's not an uncommon nose. Now, so we'll start with this fella. As I said, it's basic pale ale, mostly Golden Promise, 13% wheat, bit of Cara Hill and just a touch of Cara Munich. Simcoe, only at 30 minutes of bittering. I didn't push big bittering, 15 IBU roughly. Bit of Citra at 5 minutes, then some Galaxy at 1 minute, contributing about another 13 IBUs between them. So not a real heavy pale ale, it's not light bud either. So it's got a really there's not a lot of flavour coming through from the beer itself. It's fairly, well, it's fairly neutral. Those bloody numbers, that's to be expected. It wasn't pushing either way. About 4.2% alcohol. So it's fairly easy. But the yeast is definitely playing the game. There's some, there's character there from that yeast. You know, I say for Gjernes Voss, that Kviek yeast. Now it's interesting because Kviek at the moment it's it's going bloody gangbusters. It's almost up there with bloody brewed IPA is the it's the thing at the moment. Everybody's getting all over the Kviek yeast, and it's becoming quite readily available. When I got this yeast, I grabbed it off a fella. I can't think now who it was. But it was very rare. It was very hard to find, and there wasn't much of it about. He had yeast he'd got in from Norway, and was using it, and he was sort of putting it out there. He had a little bit he'd washed, and he was putting it out to people. So it sat in my fridge. In fact, I must say, I think it was probably April, May last year when I bought it. I'm not sure. I'd have to really go searching through some Facebook to find out. I could find it, but I'm not going. I would be a bit of a struggle now. But that yeast is pretty close to a year old, and all I did was a small starter. It wasn't a big one. And again, I haven't got it written down here exactly what I did, but I basically just threw it in with about 1 cup of light water in a jar, shook it up and let it sit for about 4 days, and then pitched that, and it brought this beer down from 1040 down to 1006, which is 3 points below the 97. So it's come down reasonably well. It's attenuated well. And it's not too bad. There's not a lot of funk there, but there's enough there that you can taste that yeast character. That being said, I didn't push this temperature wise. It sat on the bench, and the ambient temperatures were probably mid-20s. It could have, I mean, mid to high 20s to 28 at the outside, where it is supposedly you can push these yeast up to about 35 to really get it at its best. So it could have done a little bit more. Let's try this fill of the bill. It's a BRY 97, same base beer, 10 grams of Citra, 10 grams of Galaxy into the fermenter loose. That was on transfer. And I've got it, here we go. This is why there's so much more nose there. Dry hopped on the 22nd, so 5 days into the ferment, at 110, so pretty much terminal. Dry hopped 35 grams of Fortnight and 23 grams of lemon drop. Yeah, it's not that lemon drop. So it's it's a good nose. It's not huge, I mean it's not ridiculous, but it's there. You know, that lemon drop really noticeable on that nose. And I'll tell you what, as I said, 35 grams a fortnight. I was looking through the fridge trying to find something to dry hop this with. I wanted something a little bit different. I've not used Fortnight for a long time. I bought some, and I made a beer with it quite a while back. I'm not sure exactly when it was, and I wasn't a real big fan of it. I didn't really like the flavour. Fortnight Ale. It was actually, there you go, September 2017. And I really hadn't used a Fortnight since. But it's just been sitting in the freezer. But I thought I'd give it a go. And bang, right there is the very flavour that was in that first beer that I didn't like. Fortnight was a very popular hop when it comes to a combination of, it's still around, but it's a combination of 5 very popular American hops. They don't actually say what 5 they are. You can hazard a guess of what probably 3 or 4 of them are without too much trouble. But I don't know if it's a particular hop that they're using, and I've used all the range of American hops, and I've always liked them. But there's one hop in here, and I don't know whether it's a hop I've never used, or if it's just a combination. But for me, it's not nice. It's a really, really rank sort of a flavour. And it's there, it's all through that bloody that lemon, the lemon drops there, and the malt's there. It's nice. But just whatever that bloody hop is in that fortnight, or whatever that combination, that mix, just I don't like it. And so it's really not doing that beer any favours. Yeah, it's a dank, it's a dank resiny sort of a taste, probably a bit piney. I mean, but I don't know, I mean, I normally don't mind a bit of pine, I don't mind some dank, but yeah, this doesn't work. That being said, plenty of people like Fortnite, plenty of people like the flavour. There is good fruit in that. But yeah, it's just that little touch in there that's it's not bad. It's actually, I mean, the reality is, take away the fact that I don't like whatever that one flavour is that I can pick out. It's a nice beer. So just get beyond that weird little fortnight thing. Had that been dry hop with something else, it would be a really good beer. It'd be very nice. It's only really, like I said, 2.5 weeks in the bottle. A nice bit of gas. It's reasonably clear. Yeah. Bottle's only been in the fridge for probably 2 days, maybe 3. Yeah, another week or 2, that'd be bloody good. It's holding a decent head. There's a bit of lacing there. So recipe wise, basic recipe, the grain bill, the in kettle boil additions, I'm happy with them. They've worked nicely. No drama at all. There is a slight possibility that the 30-minute Simcoe edition is throwing the flavour. It's possible that it's just carried just enough that it's upsetting the apple cart, but I've used Simcoe plenty and never had an issue with it. To me, it's really striking that bloody memory, that taste memory from that fortnight ale. So I'm leaving for now. Now this is going to be interesting. I've said this is from May last year, so this beer sat in the cupboard. It's gone through right through the heat of summer, so it's likely to be well carbed, if nothing else. Home brand lager. Now, I've always said that a kick beer needs, 9 months doesn't hurt them. So it's had that, probably a little bit fractionated, even pushing towards 10 months. But this beer, when I tried it, and there's a video from when I tried these home brand, these cheap kit beers. This version was the best out of the 4 I did. Well, there's 2 particularly in the cheap beer on the home brand lager. Now this one was a half batch. So it was light dry malt, bit of Dex, some Glacier, 15-minute boil with S189, fermented, ambient in the garage, sitting between sort of 15 and 18 degrees. original gravity 1037, finished at 1008 for 4.3% in the bottle. And as I said, it's been sitting in the heat over summer, so I don't know how much effect that's going to have on carbonation. I would expect it's going to be a little bit fizzy, but let's give it a crack and see. And yeah, she wants to gush a little bit. Yeah. It's not terrible. I'm going to grab a bit of a plain glass to see which will pour. It's not going to fit everywhere. There is quite a whack of gas in there, but so like I said, that's to be expected from the amount of time it's been sitting in the cupboard in the heat and whatnot. But in a non-nucleated glass, that's not absolutely terrible. And it's not a massively excessive gas, but oh Jesus! Oof, that doesn't smell good. Yeah, again, I mean, I'm not claiming this has had anywhere near ideal conditioning, and it was not a good beer ever at the start. And really, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't even fucking bother with this. Would just throw everything out. But I'm going to do a couple others, and as I said, I really expected these other two. I really thought these other two were infected, which clearly they're not. I thought I'm going to need something to bloody talk about for a little bit. But anyway, yeah, fortune favours the brave. Okay, well, of course, it's not as bad as I was expecting. It's a bit carbonic, a little bit too much bite there, but the flavour's pretty much exactly where it was. It's got some malt, it's got a little bit of hop, but it's thin. It's edgy, it's not nice. That being said, I know plenty of home brewer who would be knocking out that sort of flavoured beer and going, this is bloody beautiful. And then, you know, be offended when you drank it and told them it was shit. But it does show to some degree. A bad beer is a bad beer. It doesn't improve no matter what you do to it. Yeah. You sleep it all the time, like, ah, bloody bad. Beer's terrible, what do I do? And then stick it away for 6 months and let it go. Pardon me. Look, in a very rare circumstance that might work, but it's pretty bloody unusual. The only thing you do get out of that is you stack it away somewhere, and when you've run out of beer and you're desperate, it's a public holiday, and you might go and find the back of the garage and go, woohoo, I found some beer, but if you're not stinging and you bloody really need a bloody something, then that's not something you're going to want to be drinking. I mean, it's not even as clear as one would sort of expect after 9 months. But as it has been just sitting in the cupboard, it's a bit of yeast crud floating around in there. You know, it's been stirred up with that little bit of gas. And you can see from that first bottle, she's bloody pretty much ready. That first little bit of a pour, which was super gassy, it's just about out of carb already. It's just spewed off that bloody carbonation pretty quickly. Yeah. I've said it before, said it again. You can't make good beer with cheap kits. you can make beer to get drunk to, and that's about it. So you know, that wasn't the focus. These two are the focus. So overall, that recipe works. It's a good, yeah. I'm happy with the underlying recipe. A little bit of tweaking with the Kviek, temperature wise, would probably work well. But as it sits, there's nothing wrong with that. Not particularly my kind of thing. That being said, I'm not big on saisons as a general thing, and I've got to say, I mean, that's really quite reminiscent of a saison style. It's that sort of finish, that sort of flavour. But if you are into that sort of style, if you don't mind the farmhouse, the Belgian sort of style, have a crack, get yourself some Kviek, something different. Does the job. After how that's gone, I'm tempted to do a bit more. I might do a bit more with it at some point. Might throw some onto an IPA or something, but not sure. Not particularly mine. I'll sit on that a bit and work as to whether I want to really worry about it again. That one, as I said, there's just something in that hop combination, and I'm positive it's the Fortnight. I think if the Fortnight wasn't there, that would be really nice. As I said, some people would like it. So that's me. That's today. Little John. If you've got any comments, stick them down the bottom. Any questions about the Kviek or anything like that, yeah, shoot away. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the button down there. Get a notification when the new videos are up, when we're doing things, when we're drinking, when we're tasting, when we're playing around. That's it. Other than that, that's me for the day. So that's Little John. So until I see you again, we're brewing beer, we're talking beer, or we're drinking beer. Good brewing.